here for everybody's interest. See, this is a 12-month journey that you will sign up for. It's a private membership club. And when I say club, it's for senior leaders. We're looking at about 16 to 17 years of average experience in the cohort. As I said, it's an extraction from the CHRO in the making program that we do with XLRI. That's a 18-month course for 15 lakhs. We do it with a lot of global leaders. So we would have global leaders in this PCP C-suite program as well. So the 4 dimensions have 4 experts in it. Okay, so let me now take you through the entire journey of the content. We have in 12 months, 8-month program, which has an entry gate and an exit gate. The entry gate is screening of your profile, reading through your statement of purpose, knowing why do you want to do it, what are your aspirations in your career, and also a psychometric assessment. Once we have done that, then you go into the journey of that 8-month program. That starts with self. How do you manage? If you can't manage this one, you can't manage others for sure, right? So for managing self, we have Nitya Shanti, who is an XLRI grad. He went and became a monk for about 8-9 years. He took permission from the Buddhist, monastery, and he came back and started coaching people globally. Today, he's a celebrity, right? So he does coaching and sessions and masterclasses for the cohort around self. Then we have others. How do you work remotely, seamlessly with others in the new context? And we've been hearing from Faisal and Shweta that how the new context is quite challenging and it requires certain skills and capabilities. That is being done by Sheetal Mehra. She's a global senior executive coach, works with very senior leaders around executive presence. That happens. And after that, we have Vinay, who is a senior leader coach, facilitator, who will take you through the organizational dimension. How do you set organization rhythm? The operating rhythm requires very different skills and talent, right? And after that, we look at business. Business is with real business leaders like Faisal or Shweta or Pankaj Bansal or Mr. N.S. Rajan or Mr. Dwarka Nath. You really meet real folks running real shops, and they come and talk to you about what to do with the bumpy ride when you're doing business, or when you're heading an organization, or you're running an organization, or you are a startup founder. What is it that you can do differently? And that's the need, because you build a peer group, you build sponsorship with mentors, and it progresses your career quite a bit. And then we take you to a 2-day offsite, which is a campus immersion, wherein you get to learn with the peers, you get to learn with the experts in the room. And after that, you get to do 2 months of dissertation project, which is actually applying your learnings in a real world scenario. And then coming back and doing a presentation to the learning board. This is 8 months, okay? Then you have remaining 4 months where you get roundtable access to some of the cream intellectual leaders of India Inc. through our study with Fortune India on employers of the future, right? The content of that is very rich. Today, we're talking about sustained value creation for companies. Today, we're talking about multi-generational talent. Today, we're talking about how to make gig work as part of the organization fabric. Today, we are talking about how to build psychological safety in organizations. And all this is relevant when you become a leader, when you take up organizational leadership, when you take up larger, bigger roles, right? So this program of 12 months is all about C-suite play, the CXO play. You may not be becoming a CXO tomorrow morning, but if you're taking up a next role, you know exactly what it takes, because the career pathing, career journey is being drafted for you with experts. So you get that guidance to step up, to step forward, to feed forward on the knowledge and the talent that is needed for someone to take up the C-suite role one day. It requires a lot of doing. It requires a lot of learning. So that's about this 12 months subscription to a club, a private membership club. It's first in Asia. We do not have any such club in Asia for sure for senior leaders. There is one in US for sure, and it's run by some of our acquaintances. But in India, there isn't. This is the first one to go with, and you have peer group as good as Shweta and Faisal and many others as you meet people, right? Any questions, please tell us. And the fee is for that 12-month subscription, which encompasses, I'm repeating, network with CXOs, networking opportunities, a PCP C-suite certification, which we are looking at partnering with one of the leading universities and give it away to you. And the third piece is access to roundtables with Fortune India study that Leadup does on employees of the future. And we really had very good turnout of some of the leaders, luminaries and stalwarts of India across Gurgaon, Mumbai, Hyderabad. We're going very soon, and Bangalore. So that's about this 12-month subscription. Any questions, please shoot. More than happy to take it up. After completion, this course we get placement. Okay, so Deepak, we are not a placement agency, but we definitely have a very large ecosystem of career services agencies where we can give your resumes once you qualify through the PCP C-suite program. We do not have a placement cell, to be honest. We do not want to say something that we do not do. We do not have a placement cell, but we have very good relationships with some of the key leading leadership organizations, placement organizations in India. Pedersen Partners, Korn Ferry, Mansa Consulting, Accord. So these retainer firms do not take up individual profiles, but they do take up profiles when we give it to them. So that's definitely a promise we can make.
Hey, hi, Mayank. This is Alok here.
Hi, Alok.
I have one question. I just want to understand how do we differentiate when the Leadup program, right, when compared to, let's say, IIMs, ISBs, MITs, INSEAD.
Brilliant question.
So how does it stand? Because the reason I'm asking, because I got the invitation for this, and I had to tell the associate that I'm at present doing the similar course through MIT, right? And it might be too difficult for me to do a parallel this thing at present, right? So I just wanted to understand that what difference or the value that
I got the question.
program is likely to bring, which probably you can say that, okay, the ISBs or the INSEADs or the MITs doesn't bring.
No, so I won't say they don't bring that, because I'm also alumni of one of those. But all I'm saying is that, Alok, it has a very clear differentiation, okay? And this is for everybody's interest. Thanks for asking this question. It's a brilliant question. See, one is that it's not an academic program. Okay, that's a fundamental difference. It's not an academic program. It's a practitioner-led program, right? We want to look at these 4 dimensions by 4 experts to ensure that people move in their capability and talent around those 4 dimensions. So it does not teach you what is business management, but it teaches you how to read a P&L, how to look at, the variables outside your organizations and inwardly bring the learning inside to accelerate growth and scale for the company, right? It's a real conversation. It's not a case, a illustrative case-led conversation. It's a real case conversation where Alok can say, my company today is going through this stage, and I want a very practical insight to this, right? And that practical insight comes from that peer group sitting in the room with the CXOs and everybody else in a round table to discuss that and make the rubber hit the road. And if it's a bumpy ride, they all come together to help. That's not there in any of such programs, because I've been through these programs, right? The second, that was the second. The third element is, Alok, that it gives a solid networking opportunity with some of the leading CXOs in India. And that networking doesn't happen with online programs. Yeah. So a practitioner-led program giving solid guidance and mentorship and sponsorship to candidates, and giving a solid opportunity for you to build a network with really good people, those people aspire to become friends with, or have acquaintance with. Those names come into your access. So I think that's a clear differentiation. But academic program with the names you have taken, those are really very, very good programs. But those are academic programs. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Alok.
Mayank, Ashwini here. Regarding the academic programs discussion that we just had, there are executive programs from IIM and ISB, and I'm part of one of them right now. It's PGP
Yeah.
Pro.
Yeah.
The structure that you have said is exactly what we are following over there. It's not exactly as academic as we are saying. We are talking about practical cases, and there are CXOs and pretty much leaders from every single department over there. So I'm still, trying, and I'm not able to really catch the difference between
So
the two.
no,
Because
absolutely great question, Ashwini. And I'm not saying that all programs will be academic. You're talking about the ISB program, right? The
I
PGP
am a
Pro.
part of PGP Pro right now.
Right. So PGP Pro is designed like that, that it has access to real-time CEOs
Exactly.
and CXOs. Many of my friends are there as mentors, right? But the
Exactly.
other part you need to see is that how the roundtable access happens through bringing in context. As I said, it's building sustainable value creation, for instance, managing multi-generational talent, for instance. Now, these are real challenges. What Faisal was talking about right now was a real challenge. When you get into a roundtable conversation, the power of those diverse lenses in the room, in that place, which is facilitated by one of the leaders or a facilitator, makes a hell lot of a difference. Yeah. So we have done that in the last 12 months with leaders, and we have seen that even people coming from PGP Max, that's another program.
I know.
They have said that this is very enriching. Maybe they can include these pieces in their program. But I'm not discounting the fact that what you're going through is not equally good or maybe better. I don't know, but I've not been part of that. But I definitely know for a fact that they have a program which runs on very practical insights.
Exactly.
But the price points are very different.
Yeah, but then the point which comes in
40
is for
lakhs and 2,50,000.
somebody who's already paying that price point, it still
No, no,
makes
Ashwini, that's a call you need to take. Absolutely. I'm absolutely clear on that, because here you get access to 300 CXOs.
Mhm.
There you get access to 10 or 12 CXOs, whatever the number is. So I have about people joining in from Master Unions program, and they get to meet Ashni Grover and everybody else. But that's like not even 5 or 6 on their fingers, right?
Mhm.
Here we're giving access across 12 months to about 300 CXOs. And that's a fundamental difference. Yeah. Thank you so much for that question, Ashwini. Any other question? What are the elements of personalization in this program? Sorry, somebody saying something.
No, I was just saying there is a question. What are the elements?
Yeah. What are the elements? This is Mayank Gupta asking what are the elements of personalization in this program. So this program is designed, Mayank, on the competencies that are mapped basis our conversations with a lot of CXOs on C-suite. So self, others, organization, and business has sub-competencies and elements to that 4 dimensions and focus areas. And that is the personalization we're doing, because we're talking about competencies and capabilities cutting across industries as a C-suite play or a C-suite player. Yeah. So that's the personalization and customization in the context of C-suite play. It will not be personalized to one organization or one industry, but it will be personalized to the C-suite play and competency so that it can cut across industries and cut across organizations and segments and sectors. No,
Thanks,
Rupa,
Mike.
this is one. Hey, thanks, Mayank. Rupa, this program
I
is...
have a follow-up. Sorry, go ahead, please.
Go ahead, Mayank. Go ahead.
No, I just have a follow-up. So when what I meant by personalization is personalization for the participants. For example, you do have roundtables, you have
Yes.
master classes,
Yes.
coaching, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
You do have people doing an entry psychometric and so on and so forth. So what do you do for participants, which is individualistic, which is suited
Okay,
based
that
on
way.
their needs and so on and so
Yeah.
forth?
Yeah. So Mayank, what will happen is once you've done your psychometric, there is a certain gap analysis that's done basis that to the C-suite behavior play, right?
Hmm.
And that becomes a part of the project that you will undertake, and that becomes a vehicle for your personalization. So the IDPs where the mentoring coaching is happening is around those development areas. Your roundtables, when you ask questions or the leader is telling you something, the alignment to those behavior gaps are done. And also, when you're doing your project for the last 2 months, is completely on your own behavioral gap through the psychometric analysis. So when you do your presentation, it talks about all of those elements.
All right. Thank you, Mayank.
Yeah. And Rupa, this is not for HR people only. We have people coming from HR, marketing, operations, sales, business, and that's the beauty of it. The peer group is very, very rich.
Yeah.
Any other question for us, please? Otherwise, we will wind up. It's already 12, and I'm sure everybody has their own plans for Saturday. Oh, no more questions then.
Yeah, I think we're good. What is the total intake?
I don't get that question, Saraswati. If you could unmute yourself and explain a bit. Oh, okay. If it's batch size, we are capping it at 35 to 40 max, not going beyond that.
On that.
And we have few seats left. We have already done about 20 odd people. So that's where we are. So Sandeep, as I said earlier, the membership is for this year. For now, we are curating the way forward for the first cohort, and we will announce that as we go or we are in the journey of this membership going forward. It's very emergent because none of this thing has been done earlier. The times we are running or living in and working in is unprecedented. So there is no straight solution to these pieces, and we don't want to make something that is only to be sold. We want to make something that has meaning and that can really fast forward people's career and aspirations. So that's where we are. So give us time. Once you come into this cohort, we will definitely announce the way forward for the next year. But it will be very enriching. That's for sure. That's a promise I can make. All right, great. Priya, over to you.
Yeah, so like you said, we're already, beyond 12. So thank you so much, all of you, for joining. And please reach out to us individually. We will drop you an email with the contact numbers. Please go ahead and register. Like we said, we will be closing the admissions shortly. Program starts in August. So please do reach out to us if you have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.